I woke up to the sound of my own front door being pried open, not with a burglar's stealth, but with the arrogant confidence of someone who believed they owned my life. Peeking through the blinds, I saw them, the HOA board, clipboards in hand, a locksmith at their side, trying to seize my home while I was still inside. It all started with a single blade of grass. A letter had arrived a month prior, a sterile white envelope declaring my lawn was a quarter-inch too high, a non-compliant violation. I'd laughed it off, mowed the lawn, and forgot about it. But then came another letter, this time about the shade of beige on my window trim, which they claimed was unapproved, despite it being the same color for a decade. The fines began to pile up, each one more absurd than the last. My garden gnome was aesthetically disruptive. The welcome mat was an unsanctioned display of personal expression. They were building a paper fortress of violations around me, each fine a stone in the wall they were constructing to lock me out of my own life. I attended the next HOA meeting, my hands trembling as I held a stack of their ridiculous notices. The board members, led by a man named Mr. Henderson, looked at me with cold, dismissive eyes. My neighbors, once friendly faces, now stared at the floor, too afraid to speak up. I pleaded my case, explaining the sheer lunacy of their claims. Henderson simply smiled, a thin, cruel slash across his face, and said, "Rules are rules. If you can't comply, perhaps this community isn't for you." That's when I knew this wasn't about grass or paint. It was about power. It was a methodical, suffocating campaign to force me out. They wanted my home, a prime corner lot they'd coveted for years. They escalated, placing a lien on my house for the unpaid, fabricated fines. Now, they were at my door, trying to execute a foreclosure based on their own tyrannical rulebook. Seeing them on my porch, I wasn't scared anymore. I was furious. I called the police, my voice shaking with rage, and then I grabbed my phone and started recording. The moment the police lights flashed across their stunned faces, their arrogance crumbled. The locksmith dropped his tools. Henderson sputtered, his face turning a blotchy red. They had miscalculated. They thought I was a quiet woman who would simply wither under pressure and walk away from everything I'd ever worked for. They never imagined I would fight back. The legal battle was draining, but the video I took that morning went viral, exposing the rot at the heart of our perfect little suburb. Other neighbors, emboldened by my stand, came forward with their own stories of harassment. A class action lawsuit followed, and the board was dismantled. Their reign of petty tyranny ending not with a bang, but with the quiet click of a lawyer's briefcase. If this story has touched a part of you that knows what it's like to be small against something big, please give this video a like. It means more than you know. Remember, the world is full of people who will try to measure your worth by their own twisted rulers. But your home, your life, and your spirit are not theirs to govern. Stand your ground. Sometimes, the tallest blade of grass is the one that refuses to be cut down. Thanks for listening.